Hey everybody, it's your boy Terp. In this video, we're gonna look into the meme coin trenches and see is it possible still to be making money every day? And if it is, what are some of the things that we should be looking to ensure that we're protecting capital and making the gains that are there to be made? So I guess we'll start off by going to KOL scan. If you guys aren't aware of what KOL scan is, it's a leaderboard of sorts that you can use to track some of the traders in the space, what they're making and how much profit they're up for the day. So you can look at the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. You can get an idea. So um, we got Sanad, Michi, Batman, Crypto Cubs, Crypto Villain, Cup CTO, Ansem West, Nicholas Cooler, Bandit. These are guys are the top 11 right now for the daily. Sanad's at the top with $21,000, and number 10 is 3,600. These are all really good P&Ls for the day. If you go to the weekly, Sanad up for 130, West up 50, Cubsy up 27, Mr. Frogs up 16K, Mitch up 13. If you go for the monthly, Sendon's up 360K. Cupsy's up 119K. West is up 111. These guys are still having a lot of success in the current trenches. Now, a lot of people are struggling in the current version of trenching, and I think that's because a lot of people are still trading with the habits that they had built, prior about a year ago, where you could get away with a lot of stuff like overholding a coin or top blasting things and just that had volume and just blasting into volume. I think now you really have to have a strategy that allows for you to replicate and be consistent. And that's really just going to come down to one, having money to trade in the first place. You need to be able to lose right now because going on a luck streak isn't the easiest. Two, you need to be having very strict capital preservation strategies, whether it's if you're down 10%, you pull your trade, whether it's you're up 50%, you take your initials, whatever the case may be. You have to have some pretty aggressive measures in place right now, just to make sure that you're able to keep doing this every day. I would also say that like just buying like what coins you're buying and how early you are to these narratives is also important. If you're buying stuff at like 3, 4K, that you would just really like, haven't seen anybody done it before, and then you're sharing it in chats, you're tweeting it, you're doing everything you can to bag work. I mean, that's okay. That's a strategy. If you are going to stuff that just bonded, hoping and waiting for the post bonding dip and buying a little bit and trying to scalp. I mean, I guess that's a strategy. Um, Really just looking at the market, let's take a look and see has anything really even sent that's been in the market today. So let's look. So on my left side, I have my wallet tracker. This just tracks different wallets in the space. It looks like it's just Jamal, which is West spamming stuff. On the right, this is the alpha tracker. This basically shows anything that is in an alpha group, like a paid alpha group or a trading group that people are using in Discord. If someone posts a CA there, it's actually going to show up here. And even cooler, if you go to the chart, you'll be able to see when these guys posted it in the chat. So these guys, Cryptic, posted, they scanned it here at a around 19K. It dipped to 13K. Slow cooked, it's actually all-time high now at 34K. So again, if you were looking at new pairs 26 minutes ago and you bought this, you would be up 4x almost on anything under 10K, 4, 5, 6x. And with the one or two soul, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 soul. That's still good money. That's still better money than a 9 to 5. And again, so like these opportunities are here, but why did they buy this? So what is it? So this video is going super viral of a Viking looking man getting a haircut and being turned into a salami salesman. I don't actually know what that means. Oh, I see. So it's just a joke because at the end he goes from like a Viking to like looking different. So that's kind of funny. Um how can you protect yourself? Like you wouldn't want to top blast a coin here after all this volume. Like that's just dangerous, right? Like how would you have caught this trade? I mean, honestly, like for me, if I was looking at new pairs and I saw something pretty early that was funny that I liked, if I watched that video, I may have bid it for like a soul or something and then just held, made my 2, 3x and called it a day. Um, Again, in an older market, you would wait for something like this to bond and, trim on the way up. But in current markets, like I'm taking profit anytime I'm up any sort of considerable amount of money, and I'm going to try to do that throughout the day. Um, if you're new to trenching, they set it up in a pretty I would say like the aesthetically pleasing way where you see on the left coins that are just being created. In the middle, you're seeing coins that are close to bonding or whatever your filters that you set. You can basically have this screen showing stuff that's only within your filters, and then on the right is after it hits migration, which is um somewhere around, what price is migration? 51K right now at current sold price. It gets added to s- uh pub swap, and then more liquidity is supposed to be able to be coming through after that point. If people like the coin. So can you make money currently in these market conditions? You absolutely can make money in these market conditions. As you can see from KOL scan, there's a lot of people doing it, but it's not the same game that it used to be. So anybody who's joining meme coins now, and if you're finding out about meme coins for the first time from this video, um, definitely take your time before you throw a bunch of money into it. Get your feet wet with paper trading, kind of like put in pretend trades and watching charts, seeing if you can figure out what's going on. Capital preservation at your as an ultimate, your utmost like priority is capital preservation. It's more important than everything else, because you just want to be able to keep playing the game. You don't want to rinse your port. Um, that being said, I do think that, and I'm gonna talk about deving really quick because I do think a lot of people are seeing success deving, and I'm not the kind of guy to push deving or really talk about deving, but a lot of people are deving these days, and because the creator fees that you get are so high that people will deploy something, even if it doesn't do well, they make a couple $100 and they're happy, right? So um, devs have to exist for coins to exist. So if you want to dev and you want to learn how to do that, learn how to do that from someone else, but I definitely think that that's also lucrative for you. I preferably don't like to dev. So this coin is actually interesting. So we just saw this bond, like someone paid Dex right before bonding, and it had a little bit of a pullback from the Dex. People were selling news. And it looks like it's doing well now. It's at 55K. Let's take a look. So this is about Jarrett Dunn, a former developer at Pump Fund, apparently, supposedly, who drained 2 million from his employer and then send the funds to a random address. I think this is a joke about I think this is a joke about stealing. I'm not actually sure how real this narrative is or how true this is. Um I would have to do my research and see what's going on. I've never really even heard of this. That being said, like whenever you see some sort of like narrative that you think can get a lot of like exposure on Twitter, whether it's something that's like got shock value and people are going to be talking about it, or if it's something even bigger than that and it might go mainstream. These are the kind of coins that I guess you would say have a little bit higher quality score on should I bid this if I see this on new pairs and stuff. Um, it's actually interesting, this coin's doing really well. 67K. It's, oh my god, 67. Um, how high can this go? Like realistically, if you're in this coin early, start trimming. In current market, just start trimming. Like just get your initials out so you're risk free, and then just take the profit you can take on the way up. Try to get little sales on green candles on stuff like this. And again, like you might end up being in the coin that sends a couple mil, and you might be upset that you sold early. But the truth of the matter is, most coins aren't going to do that. And if your habit is to just always wait to see if it's going to be that 1 miller, you're going to end up down every month. I mean, that's just how it is, unfortunately. So you got to be very aggressive with your profit taking because market's in a position where you basically have to. I know I'm yapping a lot, so I guess I'll just talk a little bit about um how important it is to be in chats and how important it is to have people to talk to. So we're in Potion, and Potion has a bunch of different tools that you can use, and it also has like group chats and live streams where people are talking about coins and answering questions. And it's sometimes nice when something comes out to be looking at it with 3 or 4 people, and everybody kind of researches it at once, and one person will be like, oh my god, I saw this article here, this is true. Or another person will be like, hey man, like I'm starting to see this is getting traction on other social media sites, like this might actually be good. Or somebody could be like, hey, I've noticed that website's actually fake, we shouldn't be buying this, it's they're probably going to sell us. And just splitting up the workload with other people like that is going to be very helpful, and I think something that you guys should probably take a look into doing. um whether it's through Potion, whether it's through Shocked, or whether it's through Pastel, or whatever trading group that you end up trading, Pump on Trenches even, just having other people to talk to and communicate with about narratives and coins and see what people are interested in is going to be pretty valuable for you. That being said, don't be the method. Don't let people farm you. You know, not everybody has the best intentions, especially in crypto. So just don't be blindly listening to these people that you just met, because there's a good chance that they're going to mislead you. But information is good as you make it when you're being scrutinous about how you look at it. So just keep that in mind going forward. I'm not going to take any trades this video. I really just wanted to talk to you guys about, is crypto trading still viable? Are people still doing it? Is this something that's worth your time? And I think if you have a 9 to 5 job and you have free time after, and you want to make a little bit of extra money and potentially make a lot of money if you do well, I think crypto is still a very viable option. That being said, if you work a 9 to 5, make sure you're only putting money in that you can afford to lose. That's not gonna add any sort of emotional stress to your life. Um, Make sure you're being very, like, you're being serious. Like, you're not just putting lackluster effort in, because if you put lackluster effort, you'll get lackluster results. And lackluster results in meme coins is that you lost a lot of fucking money. That sound that I just heard was that coin bonding. So it looks like the salami coin that we were looking at earlier did bond. So again, coins are still bonding in this market. As you can see, if you would have bought this anywhere around here, under 10K, you would have just made a 4 or 5x, maybe even more if you were in a 5K, 10x. And that's really good money. I mean, getting that in traditional finance is not easy. So again, I think meme coins are still very profitable. I think they're worth doing. I think you need to, the skill gap is higher. It's like Fortnite. If you want to win a game, you need to know how to build. You need to be good at the game. You need to be practicing cranking 90s. You need to be going aim labs. Like, you need to do all that, and it's the same for meme coins, in my opinion. That just wraps up the video. I wanted to keep this under 15 minutes, so we'll end it here at 12. But this is just the beginning of me starting to talk about meme coins again and make videos daily, and we'll keep talking about it and seeing what's going on. But long story short, there's still money to be made. Talk to you guys later.